Happy birthday, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan would have been celebrating his 100th birthday. He was born yesterday on February 6th. And our first question today for TJ Walker from the chat room, answers.com, Eddie wants to know about Ronald Reagan as a public speaker, sort of in the context of overall world leaders, so much in the news about Reagan because of his birthday. How would you rate him as a communicator?
Well, Reagan placed a great value on communication. That was the name he loved, being called the great communicator. And it's something he put a lot of time and energy into. He was a good communicator, not because he was a movie actor, but because he understood the role of rehearsal, the role of practice, the importance of words. So, for example, when Reagan had a major speech like the State of the Union address, he didn't just farm it out to all of his professional speechwriters. He would handwrite a lot of the drafts. He would meet with his speechwriters, have numerous meetings for months. He then had the discipline of still doing edits, rewriting, forcing them to finish the speech 1 week in advance. He would then read the speech out loud for 3 hours a night, a week leading up to the State of the Union. He would then do what we're doing right now, getting in front of a video camera, speaking. He would practice and rehearse on video for a full day. Why did he do that? Was it to memorize the State of the Union? No. He was reading a teleprompter. He did it so that when he was speaking to you, he sounded like he was just talking from the heart. I do place him very high in the pantheon of public speakers. He really, in my mind, is the first television age president. Now, this is confusing to people because they say, well, that was Kennedy. Kennedy really had a pre-television era style. Ask not what your country can do for you. That's a very classic, old school, really ancient historical device, really based on a crowd watching you. Reagan had a more intimate style that was TV friendly. It was as if he was speaking to one person, not speaking to the masses. And he was very good at it. Plus, he had a great ear for the soundbite. He was the one who insisted to put in the language, "Tear down this wall, Mr. Gorbachev." His speechwriters, the political handlers, they didn't want that in there. They thought, oh, that's too dicey. He had that ear for the soundbite that would stand the test of time. So, Ronald Reagan, happy birthday. You are an immortal when it comes to your communication skills.
TJ, our next question comes from answers.com, and it's from Challenge. Challenge has a question about filling out a job application. Certainly filling it out online is one thing. Challenge wants to know if they should add in a video element, or is that a bit of overkill, doing a bio video of themselves?
Well, you've got to be careful about the bio videos because a lot of people, especially here in New York, Wall Street, have been ridiculed and lampooned because they show themselves as, power lifters and world-class ice skaters, and like they're trying to make themselves out to be a Renaissance man. I think if you're going to use a video, just use it to talk and to talk simply. I wouldn't get all fancy with the high-tech editing and special effects unless you are applying to be a video editor. Then, of course, it is relevant. But I think if you shoot a video and you look right into the camera and say to the person, well, let's say you're applying to a job at Media Training Worldwide. Say, TJ, I've heard so much about you. I respect your work. I would love to be a part of your team here at Media Training Worldwide. You know what? That would get my attention. Nobody's ever tried that. So, does it guarantee you'll get hired? No, but it does show that you care, and it's something a little extra. I'd give it a try.
TJ, final question, this one from Wiki Answers, and it's from Charlotte. Charlotte's question is about doing a paper for school where she has to interview people. This one is about the healthcare industry, and her question is, how does she get taken seriously when she has to call up sources for her story, for her paper that she's writing, when she's not a reporter? Will people even call her back if she's calling and asking for help doing a paper for school?
Well, some won't. If you're trying to call the governor of a large state, chances are you won't be called back. But you don't have to have people who are necessarily that important. First of all, don't defend, don't be on the defensive. Simply say you are doing a story, which is true, on healthcare in America and what you're trying to focus on. There are some people who won't interview you unless you're with the New York Times or a well-known publication. tough. You don't need them. But also realize in this day and age, everybody's a reporter. If you have a Facebook page, if you have a blog, if you have a Twitter account, you are a reporter. It behooves people to take you seriously and answer your questions. Good luck.
TJ, that's all the time that we have for questions today, but if you have any questions at all, leave them here at tjwalker.com or on your on-demand video player, and we'll be sure to get to them during our next segment. I'm Mike Bako. Thanks for joining us on tjwalker.com.